What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Chris with Tactical Advantage, and today we're going to talk about understanding stability in your shooting.
Download the ASP Unlimited app for all the content you love from active self-protection and more with no interference from YouTube. No ads, no age gates, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. Hit the link in the description or download ASP Unlimited from your app store today.
One thing I've been working on lately, and if you don't know, I have just a ton of shoulder problems and neck problems, just from years of self-abuse and shooting and things like that. But one thing I've been working on a lot lately is how do I evaluate under good circumstances the stability of my grip, stance, all of these things. Now, I think it's important because instability is something you have to learn to accept in shooting, but under the right circumstances, without external forces acting on you really, are you stable and are how you're doing things actually working to make your sights as stable as possible. So one thing I've been working on is using my dot to tell me where do I have excess or not enough tension? Is my grip overworking or not working correctly enough? And how do I get feedback from the gun in regards to that? So it's really simple. So version 1, what I'm doing is I'll just put my dot on a 1-inch square and I'll hold it for about 30 seconds. And I'll do that twice a session. So one, it helps me build a little bit of muscle in regards to that. It's not as easy as you think, especially keeping your sights within that 1-inch square. So it's not highly intensive from a physical perspective, but it requires a lot of concentration to do that. And what you'll notice within that 30 seconds or after a couple times doing it, you'll start noticing what's actually causing instability and keeping that gun exactly where you want it. So you'll start noticing if your shoulders start tensing up, or if you have too much or too little hand pressures, or if you start flexing your abs at the wrong time, things like that. And it's really just to show you how you're influencing the gun, even if it's subconsciously, and being quiet and allowing that to happen in front of you and using your sights to show you that, it's actually quite enlightening. So V1, I've got my Grip Keeper laser pistol right here. So basically just to kind of show you, I will just get my dot on that 1-inch square and you just hold it there for about 30 seconds. The important piece is if it comes out, you need to reestablish everything. So right there under talking, you see how it almost came out. Another thing you want to do is make sure you're applying the same grip pressures you would in live fire shooting. So you're not being, lazy or cheating. Just want to learn to kind of keep that gun exactly where you want it for an extended period of time. And if it seems like you can't, what's causing that? So I can show you guys, if I start influencing it with more primary hand, we start drifting and shaking that way. Same thing if we do it with the support side. But what you'll notice, like right there, we start peeking out, things will influence that gun to come out. And that's important to know. So I urge you to kind of try this. You don't need the laser pistol, but just use your dot or your irons and keep them somewhere for a relatively extended period of time and start seeing how your body is influencing that. And you'll become more cognizant of what you're doing under shooting circumstances. Now, version 2 is where we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna introduce trigger presses. So it's the same duration of time, roughly 30 seconds. And what I'm going to do is start pulling the trigger and successively start doing it faster and harder to find out where my limit of resiliency in my grip and my posture is. So once I understand that, I can start doing things again to influence that and make myself more resilient to the failure. So same thing. We're just gonna get our dot on there and we'll just start pulling the trigger. Everything's in, start pulling it as fast as we can. And when does it come out? And really what I prefer to do is push it until I induce a failure. But I've been doing this for a little bit, but that also tells you in conjunction with what your body's doing, is that trigger press causing the issue? And you'll be able to isolate and control that. So a couple things, if you cannot do this for 30 seconds right away, or you cannot do it in the 1-inch square, that's fine. Just pick a target that's small enough that it requires you to concentrate. Like in alpha, once you have a relatively well-built shooting posture, that's not gonna be an issue. So we wanna make that as finite as possible. What I've been doing, I'm lucky enough that I have almost exactly 7 yards in my dry fire area. So I'll do this at 7 yards with my sight. And you have to be very, very, very honest with yourself. If it comes out of the square, stop. Take a breather, figure out what caused the issue, and start again, but you don't want to overdo this. It's really an exercise in diagnostics and understanding how you're influencing the gun. Once you really get a handle on that, under real shooting or live fire, you'll be able to see things happening with the gun that you did not see before and understand how you're creating that. So hopefully this will help. It's a really quick video, but it's something I've been kind of excited about working on, and I've seen myself get better at this over a few days of working on it and really tune in to kind of how my neck, how my shoulders, how my arms and hands are influencing the gun without me really wanting to do it. And once you understand that, now you have a measurement in place that you can kind of change parameters to get exactly what you want. So give it a shot. Hope it works for you guys. See you next time.